Hello and good morning, Wimmis. Guten Morgen. Welcome to the beautiful Bernese Oberland. Yes, Saturday I'm going as fast as I can. All right, it's 3.5 minutes till Derby time, so just before we get our first whistle, we would love to quickly present both teams to the stream and to the audience here. So, if I may have Team Switzerland and Team Denmark ready. On track for our first visiting team today, Team Denmark. Team Denmark's roster, number 03, Luna Faxo, 04, Collider, 111, Tumbleweed, 113, Knots, 14, Nova, 17, Bully, 20, Bam Bam, 236, Poison Candy, 25, Cold Crush, number 311 and Captain Dynamite, number 4145, Lady Macbeth, number 42, Mother Mary, number 56, Reggae, number 79, Muxie, and number 9, Kingo.
And the roster of Team Switzerland, number 107, Laura Durtach, number 11, Nina, number 13, Missy Lestrange, number 1312, Femme Fatale, number 162, Cersei, number 26, Purple Pain, 308, Gigi Hardy, 314, Indetermination, number 420, Scardonnay, number 44, Sailor Doom, 46, Seri Blue, number 6, Caprica, number 60, your team captain, Fracassi, number 8008, Pierre Boubsterou, and number 84, Evie Night Fury.
All right, so that was the team presentations. I don't think we're playing any national anthems today, so. Mag snel, doe snel iets uit. All right, then, let's make some noise for both teams. Woo! There you go, yes. Even though we are in Switzerland, we can still make a little bit of noise here. It is allowed, it's not Sunday, so we're all good. All right, it looks like both teams are ready. It looks like the referees and the NSOs are ready. So, time to Derby, 35 seconds. Here's to a first amazing, fast-paced, action-packed game. Team Switzerland versus Team Denmark.
So, we are getting ready.
Here we go, and Team Denmark are out of the blocks straight away, racing up to the starting line.
Still full of energy. Let's see how long that lasts for.
Yep. And as our first jammers of today for Team Switzerland, we have number 13, Missy Lestrange. And for Denmark, I believe it's number 42, from what I can see, Mother Mary. First whistle, and we are off in this very first jam. Team Switzerland versus Team Denmark, and Missy Lestrange racing through the pack to get lead jammer.
Beautiful team offense from Team Denmark. Getting out their jammer just in time.
Mother Mary closely behind Missy Lestrange, and Missy Lestrange calls that first jam before Mother Mary can get to a scoring pass.
That's Nova lining up against Scardonnay on the Dremel line.
That was a short jam. Is that like considered a warm-up jam for us announcers?
She was Scardone almost out, but then got stuck again.
Nova getting pushed off the track, having to go back and to recycle. Scardone also still trying to fight through the Danish brace.
Oh, and Scardone gets recycled all the way to the back.
Nova's still battling with the Switzerland brace too. So, oh, and there's the gap. Nova's away, lead jammer for Team Denmark.
So a star pass occurred, or no, she's still holding the panty in her hand. But Scardone with a star in her hand, struggling to work through that wall.
Danish offense is really working well here.
And the star pass is through.
Oh, we've got a fancy button for a star pass. There we go. Took me a while to find the button, but hey, this is only jam number 2 of a 3-game afternoon or day, so we'll get there with the technicalities, right? Okay, lining up as jammer for Team Denmark, we have number 25, Cold Crush, and for Team Switzerland, it is number
314, Indetermination.
Thank you, Disaster. Cold Crush is pushing and pushing and pushing against the Swiss defense, and away.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautifully done.
And already on the scoring pass, making quick work.
Star pass again. Right, let me hit that button. I don't know if they know this is not a good idea to give me buttons, but hey.
We have some more.
All right, so after jam number 3, the score at the moment is Team Switzerland 0, Team Denmark 4.
And Purple Pain lining up for Team Switzerland, so they're on a 4-jammer rotation right now.
And for Team Denmark, it is number 56, Reggae, lining up to jam. And she is very much nearly through Team Switzerland's defense. Lead jam for Team Denmark.
And you'll get a chance for another star pass.
I think we might see one. We'll probably see quite a few today.
Do we have a button for a penalty? No. All right.
So, penalty box is up and running. We have players from both teams in the penalty box, number 46 for Team Switzerland and number 4 for Team Denmark. So both teams will start with 1 blocker short in this next jam. Missy Lestrange for Team Switzerland and Mother Mary lining up together again as jammers.
For jam 1. through.
Eight-point scoring jam there for Team Denmark. Now let's see if Team Switzerland can counteract that and get their point board starting to tick over. 11 points from that previous jam, sorry, for Team Denmark, not 8.
So Team Switzerland now lining up their offense on the jammer line. Let's see if they can capitalize on that.
Didn't quite go as planned, but both jammers now out and in full scoring play. So let's see if Missy, unfortunately again, just caught short with the jam being called off before having a chance to score a point or two.
But I think it still paid off being more aggressive at the jam start. They got their jammer out way quicker than the jams before.
For sure.
So maybe they can start building on that. But now again with the one blocker in the box. I'm not sure why they keep setting up their wall in the front with they always give the Danish jammer time to run up to their wall and then they can't hold the impact.
Purple Pain getting a nasty hit to the face there, but she seems to have recovered.
But now Denmark's in penalty trouble.
Purple Pain getting pushed into the inside boundary of the track, but now has managed to pass through.
Yeah. Denmark should try to play it slow now to empty out their penalty box. And that should be a great chance for Switzerland to get their first lead jam in.
Yep, let's hope. So we have Skardene lining up for Team Switzerland.
And both pivots starting in the box.
Yeah, and Nova for Team Denmark. So, yeah, both pivots standing in the box already, and then we have one more blocker in the box for Team Denmark. So let's see what Team Switzerland can do with this.
Oh, that will be an interesting start.
Mm-hmm.
Denmark jammer playing defense.
Yeah. Well, makes sense with only two blockers on the track for Team Denmark, and with the strong lead they already have, why not have the jammer play defense?
Out.
But there we go, lead jammer for Team Switzerland. So Skardene is away, and hopefully here come the first few points for Team Switzerland. Let's see what Skardene can do.
She's got one, past one hip. Switzerland still holding it together at the front. They're starting to wake up.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we are in the Bernese Oberland, and this is a part of Switzerland that's known for being a little bit slower on the uptake, so we take a little bit of time to wake up, but once we get going, we're good.
Soon. And that's a 2-1 jam. First points on the board for Team Switzerland.
There we go.
But now that they're starting to wake up, it appears that the Danish blockers are coming under pressure and they're more prone to penalties.
Yep.
So good job on turning up the heat a little.
That was always my thing back in my days of playing, was trying to force the other team to make silly penalties. Here we go, Cold Crush away again so easily there through the defensive line. And we have a star pass for Team Switzerland. There we go. Yay, there's the button. So now we have captain of Team Switzerland, Fracassi.
And she missed to call it. She's actually scoring. Switzerland is scoring. Oh, she got lucky.
Yep. That looked like a score to me, but hey.
It looked like she was past one hip, but easy for us to say.
From up here, especially this great vantage point we have. Shout out to the whole streaming team up here who've put in this wonderful setup for us to make us newbies look very professional.
Not sound, but look.
Well, at least, you know, something, right?
Got to start somewhere.
So, official review called.
Official review. And I think Team Switzerland called it. And I'm guessing they're looking for a track cut penalty. No, it's Team Denmark speaking. From their gestures, it looks like they're challenging the star pass or the legality of it. Swiss coach seems very upset about this review. So let's see what the referees come up with. So Missy Lestrange is getting some coaching from the outside, from her teammate Flegel.
Flegel also on Team Switzerland's roster, unfortunately not able to play today due to still recovering from an injury. But she told me she will be back to gameplay in 2 weeks' time and is really pumped up and looking forward to the World Cup in Innsbruck.
We're excited to see her back.
Flegel, a long-time stalwart for Team Zurich. Absolute phenomenal blocker.
Really vicious offense blocker.
Yeah, that's right. But when you talk to her off the track, she's the sweetest thing ever. So it's, yeah.
All right. So there seems to be no call from the review. So we're back to derby action.
Yeah, both teams on their benches also going through tactics, maybe making some changes. 5 seconds to the next jam.
Missy Lestrange almost through, but then dropped it. And another lead jam for Team Denmark. Team Switzerland with an effort on playing team offense. That could have been 1 point.
That could have been. Could have been. It was looking like it was taking the refs quite a long time to call that jam. So.
But she considered quite a bit whether she is waiting for her pivot. But the pivot is still sitting in the box, so not even close to getting out. And Purple Pain now lining up against. That is Mother Mary.
Mother Mary again, number 42. Another timeout. So both of these teams have played in the previous 2 World Cups in Dallas and Manchester. So this will be the 3rd World Cup for both teams in this iteration of the tournament.
I did not listen to you at all.
No, that's fine, that's fine. I'm sure all the lovely 45 people in the stream heard that. So, no, all I was saying was both teams have played in the both previous 2 roller derby World Cups in Dallas and in Manchester. But not many people on Team Switzerland were at the 2014 World Cup. Fracassi was, for sure. Missy was on the roster, but wasn't in Dallas, that I remember. Flegel was on the team. I was there. I even played a couple of jams. Not very many, but yeah. And I see on Team Denmark, we don't have a lot of information on the players here, but we do have a couple of players with. We have one player, Moxie, who has been playing derby since 2012, so a real veteran of the game. Has seen many iterations of it. When knee starts was still a thing. I'm showing my derby age here, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and getting a penalty was an actual social interaction because you got to be there for a minute.
Exactly, and minor penalties and all the fun things, so yeah. And on Team Switzerland, yeah, we've got a few people with... Sorry, we've got a few people on Team Switzerland.
We're back in action.
With quite a lot of experience too. Missy Lestrange, for one, has 12 years derby experience.
So we're back to the same picture, that Denmark jammer pushing out the block in the front.
Purple Pain removing the star panty, but then putting it back on as she passes through. Unfortunately, just a little short before getting onto a score. 3 points there for Team Denmark in that jam. Score 49-2.
And
Skardene and Nova lining up again on the jam
that's
line.
an interesting lineup. Let's see how that works out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Swiss blocker decided to start behind the jammer line. And they're already one blocker short.
But hey, for whatever reason it worked, because Skardene is out through lead jammer.
Oh.
And Nova is still yet to make it through her initial pass.
I think that's a power jam.
There we go. First power jam of the day, and we have a power jam button too. So power jam to Team Switzerland. Let's see if they can capitalize on this and get some points on that board.
Asking for offense on the inside, but it's not played very clean. Now she's being pulled to the infield.
Team Switzerland now back in full lineup. Let's see.
And now the jammer of Denmark is back standing, so they're setting up the tripod in the back. So
Oh, and a big hit from...
Denmark successfully run out the clock on that one.
Yep. And Nova coming in with a massive hit onto the Team Switzerland brace there, straight out the penalty box.
But they're still in their initial pass, so Skardene still has time to go for another
And we
scoring
have a
one.
first star pass for Team Denmark.
That's worth a button.
The jammer panty has gone over to player number 11, who I was told wasn't on the roster today, but hey, cool. So that would be Hellmark, number 11.
Danish jammer making sure that Indetermination stays on the inside of her. Beautiful. And now offense is activated. Another penalty for Denmark. The inside is all open. Oh.
Ooh. That one's going to need an ice pack. There we go. Indetermination finally through. Lead jammer.
We're already in a contested lead, so it's hit and quit. Calling it too early. I don't think there were any points.
1 point. You just need to get that scoreboard starting to move, and then things can build from there. So 6 points for Team Switzerland to Denmark's 49.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Missy will be facing 2 Denmark blockers, but setting it up weirdly defensively, and that's a lead jam.
There we go. That's what Missy Lestrange likes. Fly through the defense.
But
Get out there.
bit chaotic. And that should be a 4-0 jam. And the Danish blocker is still stuck in the penalty box.
That'll be number 17, Bully, for Team Denmark in the penalty box, but standing already, so she's not got long to wait.
Now Switzerland is fighting for the back, finally.
Now that's what jammers like. A nice little quick line made on the inside, a hop and a skip through, and Purple Pain on a scoring pass. Working together with pivot Fracassi.
And that's a 4-0 jam for Purple Pain. It's good to see Switzerland has stopped setting up their wall all in the front and waiting for their jammer to crush in. That wasn't a success strategy for them. Maybe now that they're switching it up, this can be a much closer game.
That's just one of the hallmarks of Derby. You have to be able to adapt quickly to your opposing team's tactics, and if your set game plan isn't working, you have to adjust.
And Denmark is reacting to it. They noticed something has changed. The energy is shifting, so they're calling their team timeout right now. Yep, that looks like they're getting a strategic pep talk on what to adjust. So let's see what they're coming up with. It's always difficult when a game starts so easy and suddenly you actually have to play and adjust.
It's always interesting to see which teams can adjust quicker to the situation and to their opposing team's tactics, and who can capitalize on making those changes quickly.
Switzerland going for 4 defense now.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be working.
Yeah, Switzerland's pivot there, number... Who was that? Who's Switzerland's pivot? I can't see her right now. Creating a nice little break on the inside line for Skardanay to hop through. Skardanay's now been blocked into the inside boundary, has to recycle quite a long way back.
And she's got like 4 seconds to end that jam, and that was a terrible call. So it's 4-0 in this jam for Team Denmark.
That was an easy score there for Team Denmark, just to be able to sneak in through amidst the confusion.
Yeah, I think the blockers were focused on playing offense and relying on their jammer to call it in time, which did not work out. And I think now we're seeing the teams actually fighting for the jam start. Indetermination with a penalty, so that's a
power jam
block
to Team Denmark.
Where is your button?
There we go, there's my power jam button.
Oh, this could hurt the momentum very bad. Let's see how she recovers when she comes back. That was great offense by Team Denmark. Indetermination standing in the box and ready to go. And she's out. So she's still in her initial. Cold Crush's got all the time in the world to still make that jam count.
Yep, for sure.
Great awareness.
Rack up those points whenever you get the opportunity. Some really strong jamming there from number 25, Cold Crush.
Interesting choice to call it. I'm not sure if she was tired. The penalty box was all clear, and she was on a scoring run, so interesting choice.
Yep. You would think you would go for another try on another pass, but
Well, they still do have to play Team Netherlands. So
well, that
maybe
is very true, and Team Denmark are playing the next game, so yeah, they might need to conserve their energy a little bit. Missy Lestrange getting lead jammer. I think everybody heard that, even on the stream without the microphones. Star pass on Team Denmark side.
And the much needed 4-0 jam for Team Switzerland. I'm really glad they stopped setting up that tripod in the middle of the track. That was not a good strategy.
If anybody hasn't guessed already, Disaster is a coach. So this is getting the full-on coach's view of strategies, which is great.
And now Switzerland's actually playing 4 defense and leaving their jammer to it.
It's tricky, the decision, I guess, sometimes. Do you have someone to help your jammer, or do you concentrate fully on defending against your opposing team?
Yeah.
Star pass for Team Switzerland.
That is a
Seri
messy
Blue has
jam.
now taken over the jammer duties.
Not surprised Tumbleweed got sent to the penalty box. She was super active protecting her wall from offense. And sometimes you get overexcited and don't know when to disengage.
That doesn't sound at all familiar. I mean, no, as a former blocker myself, no, I can't understand that at all.
Me neither. I was penalty free.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, no.
That's what I tell the team every day.
Yeah, right. And do they believe you?
So, Scardone. Her bit on scoring.
Strong brace there from Team Switzerland. Nova's not quite past. Not long to go, but still there, both jammers. Nicely blocked out.
Great last line of defense.
Yeah, that was Femme Fatale there with a nice little hip check.
And Scardone through.
Nova now also through, so let's see if Scardone can get a score or two here. Yeah,
Yes, she's got 1 point.
Now the call came at the right time. There we go.
That should have been 3 points, exactly.
Yep, 3 points there.
So Team Switzerland has started to become more responsible in their defense. They're either going for 4D or they make sure with all 4 players that they catch the jammer before they start playing offense. And that's a compromise between the first thing they played and the second strategy. And the balance seems to serve them well. Around.
In determination, hopping through there, inside line. Just short of, I think, being out of bounds. She managed to stop herself.
And she's got her 4 points. Should call it. That was just in time, the whole bench.
Just in time, yeah, that was very nearly a point there, an unnecessary point from Team Switzerland's perspective, but yeah, the call came just at the very last nanosecond.
Just to make it a little more exciting for us.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're already on the edge of this bench here, right, so. Missy and Reggae lining up to jam.
Just keeping very close to their jammer.
Missy is such a strong skater. She does not care how many blockers are in front of her. She will barge her way through.
Danish jammer needs to speed up if she wants to score on that jam.
Yeah. And she's telling her team to get a move on too.
She needs to call.
Yeah.
That was a terrible call again.
We had the exact reversal from a couple of jams ago where Team Switzerland were late in calling and Denmark were able to capitalise. Now we've had the reverse, so Missy was able to take 4 points in that jam to 1 to Denmark. So
yeah, you don't want to take second guesses on the inside line.
A jammer like Missy Lestrange will definitely penalise you for that. So Purple Pain up against Mother Mary in this jam. And this will be the last jam of this period. Well, period 1 is running down. We're into the last minute of this first period. Star pass for Team Switzerland. Gigi Hardy.
No, that wasn't legal, so she sent back to the pack.
Yeah. You can't pass the star if it's not to the pivot. Unless that rule has changed too since my hiatus, but I doubt it.
Was she not the pivot?
No, the pivot was in the box. Frakasi was the pivot, and she was in the box, so I'm not quite
she
sure.
should get the penalty, right?
Yeah. So
But yeah, thanks for the initiative, for trying to be helpful.
Well, yeah, quite.
So that'll be interesting. Switzerland seems to be struggling when they're one blocker down. Exactly. And that's a lead jam for
Nova.
Nova again.
Yeah. Being able to make light work of the 3 blocker defense there.
Ooh. Tough. But Scarone spotted the opening.
Big hit there. Yeah, sometimes you have to do the big gestures on the jam call-off as a jammer.
Not sure if someone low-blocked someone else there. It looked odd. Refs are still discussing.
Yeah. So that would be it for period 1. But we're on a timeout. Official timeout, so I didn't see, did you say it might be a low block?
Yeah, like the last interaction, it didn't look like a challenge or like a legal block. It looked like someone stumbled over someone's skates. So I'm not sure who did what. Let's try this button here. No, that does not work.
No, that's fine. Oh no, there we are. It's so weird.
Us. So that's us.
Hello. Trying our very best not to F things up.
Yes, I think someone's getting a penalty. Still discussing. It's unfortunate. The teams look like they really want to go for their break right now.
Yeah.
The referees are holding them up.
That was a hard and fast first period, if I could speak. So both teams should be glad for the intermission.
And we're officially in halftime. So
all right.
Team Denmark started super strong. Switzerland needed 15 minutes to adjust to the strong jammers and to actually use the back more. Yes, we're excited to see who's adjusting better for the second half.
Exactly, yeah. Let's see who comes out swinging in the second half. Score as we go into intermission is 29 to Team Switzerland and 82 to Team Denmark. But let's see what Switzerland can do in the second half and bring that score a little bit closer. And yeah, we're going to take a well-deserved break for 10 minutes and we will be back on the stream just before the start of the second period. So thank you for sticking around with us. All right, that's us back. Intermissions, another 30 seconds, and then we'll be into the second period of this first game. Team Switzerland against Team Denmark.
Oh, and both teams had a lot of discussions and debates on their benches. Let's see how that translates. Starting with the clean penalty box.
Mother Mary for Team Denmark and Missy Lestrange for Team Switzerland lining up to jam.
Now Team Denmark going for defense before playing offense.
Mother Mary away out as lead jammer, but closely followed by Missy. Let's see if she can...
Tiny whip there.
Yeah.
And another terrible call-off.
Missy Lestrange managing to sneak in a point there.
That's a 2. They're both out, and they're still scoring. Oh, that was way too easy. She's trying to call it and realizing she has to
Nobody
keep going
can call.
for another 20 seconds.
Yeah. This is old school derby, full 2-minute jams.
Yeah, Crush seems to be feeling that jam. She's slightly exhausted. That's a 12-8 jam, not 15-11. Oh, that's great. That brought the differential together.
Mm-hmm.
So good work for Team Switzerland.
Yep. 41 for Team Switzerland to 99 for Team Denmark. Jam number 3, second period. Let's go. Or jam number 4, sorry. Reggae up against Scardinay, I believe.
No, that's Purple Pain.
Oh, Purple Pain, sorry.
And it's the Power Jam. Purple Pain unfortunately took off the panty.
Don't
I think she can still be eligible for a lead jam, so that wasn't a wise decision. And now she's stuck in the pack.
Just about managed to stay in the confines of the track there on the apex.
And their jammer is back, so Switzerland not able to capitalize at all. This is her initial pass, so we're back to square one. So, Denmark scoring, but not able to call it. Now, Purple is seriously struggling, but their pivot is not making any efforts to get close to them. Now through to the pack. And
oh, a blocker after my own heart. Nice little hit there from Frakasi.
I think that counts as totally worth it.
I think so. Even as a coach, I think you have to admit that one was worth it. Frakasi with a lot of experience there. She has been part of the Team Switzerland setup since 2014.
So let's see if both jammers will just try to plow their way through the 3 walls. Missy does.
Having to take a little knee dip there, but nonetheless, Missy Lestrange making it through.
And now both jammers through. Denmark back complete.
I think Missy was just able to catch herself before she was in danger of getting a cutting in the track penalty.
So something happened there.
Mm-hmm. Seems like Cersei's taken a little bit of a hit there, so hopefully...
Yeah, but that seems to have come from friendly fire.
Yeah, so hopefully she'll be okay and up on her feet soon. Yeah, she's up on her feet already, so that's always a great sign. So looking at the team sheets, disaster, we have Team Switzerland have 24 skaters on their roster and 4 staff members.
That's luxurious, yes.
And on Team Denmark, there are 26 skaters, or 25 people on the team, 25 skaters and 1 non-skating trainer. So large rosters for both national teams.
Yes, and both have to be cut down to 20 skaters for the World Cup. So the pressure is on for that game to actually show what value you're bringing to the team.
Yeah, and so that's the full roster is 20 for, including reserve players.
20 for the whole tournament.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And then if you're like me and you injure yourself during a warm-up before you even actually play in a game in the World Cup, then yeah, it's already kind of Not good. I was still able to play, but I had the most largest bruise on my upper thigh and buttock cheek. So, as you can imagine, it was a little bit painful to skate.
So we're back in the action. Not sure what happened to Switzerland's blocker.
Well,
They take off their skates. Not sure. Oh, and we're back to the terrible tripod in the front.
Coach disaster, not happy at all.
Yes, and a lead jam for Team Denmark.
Skardene getting a lot of encouragement from the bench coaches from Team Switzerland there. Both jammers giving each other a little bit of friendly fire there and laughing at the same time. That's what we love about roller derby.
Yes.
Hits and laughter and smiles all at the same time.
Looking at that, Skardene needs some serious blocker training. That was not an effective hit.
It's not the biggest hit I've ever seen, but hey-ho. But I only ever jammed one game ever in my entire derby career, and I couldn't get into a scoring pass, so I'm not one to talk.
Longest 2 minutes of your life?
The absolutely longest 2 minutes of my life, yes.
Yeah.
We even have a couple of fans here with some placards. Have fun, hit hard, get low.
Contested jam.
Absolutely. Indetermination, racing
That's a
up against Cold Crush.
Call again.
Oh, that looked like 3 points to me for Team Switzerland, but it's only 2.
But
Still, a score is a score.
That was Denmark's jam to lose. It was their lead jam.
I guess with the score being that comfortably far apart. But still, from a tactical standpoint.
You never want to drop focus.
Oh, a very easy pass through there for Reggae.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but they've abandoned their strategy that was successful before. Denmark has super strong jammers for the initial impact to know how to push through a 3-wall. So you don't want to give them a lead up to crash into your wall.
Boobs recycling Reggae there. But still, the brace has knocked her out into the infield. Recycling back again. Danish pivot Hellmark, though, is there.
Oh, they're having a whole philosophical debate there between the pivot and the jammer of Denmark. Well, it works.
Well, sometimes you have these discussions on the bench and sometimes you have them on the track.
Oh, and that hurts. A blocker penalty for Team Switzerland. This will make the next jam so much harder.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Reggae seems to be in full energy. Energy saving mode.
Missy Lestrange giving some last-minute instructions there to her pivots.
And she's working with a 2-wall. There's one too many on the...
A little bit of confusion, yeah. You don't want to send the pivot off the track if there's not one in the box.
I am not sure why Denmark is choosing to start with a full flat wall when they only have two blockers to beat. That was not a wise choice. An amazing job by those two blockers defending that jam. Too late.
Denmark able to sneak in a point there. A little bit late on that call-off.
Yeah, like both All right, the referee's having a discussion. It did seem like a bit of a chaotic jam.
Yeah, you get to push your button again. There you go.
As long as you don't push my buttons.
No, no, no. Wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, it did seem like a chaotic jam a bit. And I'm not sure what the issue is with the jammers. Like, both teams' jammers are very negligent when it comes to calling. I mean, it is a big difference in points, but once you get into a habit of getting lazy or sleazy, it translates to any game. And Switzerland will be starting the next jam with 2 blockers in the box. Denmark, 1 blocker down. By the way, Team Switzerland's discussions are all in English. They have a bilingual team.
Exactly.
I can tell you all about it.
Well, I think most of the coaching staff are from the French-speaking part of Switzerland, and the player distribution is pretty even, I think. So yeah, this being Switzerland, I think it's an amalgamation of languages with Swiss German, English probably mostly, and French. So yeah, it must make for interesting practice sessions and communication on the track.
And my favorite derby word in French is la prison.
Oh, prison, yeah, yeah. Elle est en prison, elle est en prison. Yeah. She's in the penalty box.
So, this one takes a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
The officials did debate that they have very different levels of officiating in that crew. So we have highly experienced referees who've done a lot of refereeing on high-level games and fairly new ones. So naturally, some things still need to be calibrated and debated.
Exactly. I think it's also the same for the NSO crew. Big shout out to all of the officials crew. Without officials, there ain't no derby. So massive thank you to everybody who puts in their free time to come and officiate these games in whatever capacity that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think I attempted to referee at a scrimmage once, and it was just like, it was far too much for my ADHD brain. I just couldn't cope. If I could just skate in circles and hit people, that was fine, but having to look out at different people and checking for penalties.
Refereeing is hard, yeah.
It's tough, it's tough.
So yeah, next time you get super excited about that penalty that you definitely did not commit. Refereeing is hard, so be respectful to the refs.
Exactly, exactly. It would be great if we had like referee microphones like they have in rugby, for example, so we could hear what they were saying just for on the stream, obviously.
That would be amazing, yeah.
That would be great. And even ref cams. I mean, you have it in other sports, so it would be great to have it here, just for the jam referees maybe. That would be pretty cool.
Well suggested. Well, we're back into action with Scardone and Nova on the jammer line.
Just the 2 blockers for Team Switzerland at the moment.
And as expected, that was easy work.
Yeah. Gigi Hardy back on the track for Team Switzerland, so both teams with 3 blockers apiece.
And Scardone got out. And another mediocre call, like a split second earlier, and she could have preserved that Swiss blocker in the penalty box. But through hesitating, all blockers now back on track. That was great by Indetermination. Shifted her position in the very last minute, making it impossible for the Danish blockers to react.
She's taken that tactic a couple of times in these jam starts, and they do seem to pay off for her. So excellent tactic, and
that took the ref a bit to call, but that was a super clean jam by Indetermination.
More of that, please, for Team Switzerland. Thank you.
And the blocker penalty assessed to the pivot of Team Switzerland. Still having a pivot.
Yeah, there's still
right.
Pivot. There we go. That's sorted. It's not just gameplay awareness. You have to be aware of everything going on around you before the jam gets whistled on, right? You have to, as a player, know who's in the penalty box too.
And that was just a brilliant individual offense move by Denmark. And we're in a power jam.
There you go.
So apparently that was a track cut by the Danish jammer. But when she comes back, she'll be right back into her scoring path, and the jam will go on for 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Purple Pain seems to be desperate to get rid of her star.
Yep. Cersei's only just come back on the track though, so.
And she's through, scoring
now
as well.
She's through, yeah.
Now both jammers back on track, and they both have a minute left to score.
So I think for Team Switzerland, this is now about damage control and trying to stop Reggae from passing too often. That was a very easy pass there for Reggae, so let's see if Team Switzerland can improve the defense on that.
Well, I mean, no one's lead. Purple Pain could still star pass, provided she trusts her pivot to score. Yes. When a jam gets chaotic, the penalties
they start racking up.
In.
Yep.
But Reggie seems genuinely tired. Yes,
she's trying to call off there. No.
Nice try.
Yeah. Hey, you can't blame a jammer for trying, right?
Now she gets to rest.
It does work sometimes.
And a team timeout for Team Switzerland, which makes absolutely sense after that chaotic, out-of-control jam.
Yeah. Needs a little bit of time to regroup. Just maybe take the steam out of the Danish game and just try and slow things down a little bit.
I know the differential is high, but Denmark doesn't seem to be just wandering through. They're tired. Like, their jammers are... they've actually taken a toll on their jammers.
They're putting in a lot of hard work there. In England, you'd say they're putting a heck of a shift on, so yeah. With the jammers also taking over some offensive duties when the Danish lineup has been shortened due to people in the penalty box. So
yeah, the Danish jammers are super aware of what their defense needs. They do a lot of work leading the opposing jammers into their tripods, or sometimes their 4 defense. But I think there's still opportunity for Team Switzerland to do some damage point-wise in this game.
I think so. I think they're just, these last couple of jams, Team Switzerland have been missing a little bit of attack and bite and determination. Yes. Sometimes the confidence seems to slip from them a little bit. So hopefully they can bring it back up a bit, get the energy back up again.
Confidence and aggressiveness.
Yeah. So we've got a well-rounded lineup here for Team Switzerland. Evie, Night Fury, Fracassi.
And that was a great fake star pass. Getting Missy Lestrange out of the pack and their blocker out of the penalty box. And again, 1 point too many.
Yep.
2-1 jam for Team Denmark.
Next to the track, we have Team Netherlands warming up. Be very excited to see them. They take on Team Denmark in the next game coming up after this one.
That'll be a very tough game for Team Denmark. That looked like a track cut, yes.
Yep. Power jam.
So, the opportunity for Switzerland to come back into the game.
Yeah, let's see if Skardene can
That's 3 points already.
get through. There we go, it's looking better. We're not at a standstill like we were in the previous jam, that's always good.
Yeah.
Get things moving. Building
now
a
she's
nice...
stuck against the 4D wall.
Team Switzerland coach Frauke furiously calling for Skardene to call off that jam at the right time. So
Yes.
Switzerland will start in a power jam.
Yes, Danish jammer is standing, so if Team Denmark can manage to hold Missy Lestrange for 10 to 15 seconds, they should be okay. But now we're in an official review from Team Denmark.
Team Switzerland in a huddle there. Missy Lestrange giving out some last-minute instructions to her pack. Let's see if Team Switzerland can capitalise on this advantageous starting point to this next jam.
Yeah, they need to start this one quick.
Yep.
Their power jam lasts for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. If there is a jammer on Team Switzerland who can start quickly, it's Missy. So we'll see what they can do with this situation. But there's a strong blocking lineup there from Team Denmark, so we'll just have to see. It looks like Team Denmark don't actually have their official jerseys yet, so they're all playing in different variations, team jerseys, I think. So it's a little bit difficult for us to tell who is who sometimes.
Yeah. I wonder if they plan on staying stuck with Team Switzerland on the line, or whether they'll free themselves just before the first whistle. All right, this must have been a very complicated official review, but now the referee is back with the results. Very long explanation. And doesn't look like the review has been successful. So we're starting in a power jam for Team Switzerland. At least the jammers got to rest a little.
Oh, Missy still. Oh.
Yeah, that was not a smart way to start that jam.
Yeah, unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalise quite as well as they'd hoped, I think, on that pass. But Missy is through and has obtained lead jammer, so time for some points on the scoreboard for Switzerland. And she's flying through with 4 points.
Danish jammer now through. And again, a forceful impact in the pack, so that should be... And that's a forearm assist to Missy Lestrange. If I saw that correctly, yes.
Yeah. So, situation reverso for this jam. We now start with a Danish power jam. And
That's
also...
a shame, that was a really...
Yeah.
It was an 8-0 jam. But still, she kept the scores there. So let's see what the reverse strategy is on starting in a power jam.
Yeah.
Very different.
More of a rolling start there, straight out the gate.
And that was way cleaner and less messy. But granted, there is a Swiss blocker on the penalty box.
Fracassi is back up and standing, so she will be out on the track soon.
And Missy running up for her initial pass. And the Danish blocker picked up a penalty there.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm tired after watching that jam.
Yeah, we should go into recovery. So, Indy in front of the jam line.
Now, why would a jammer do that?
I guess she was trying to create space for her blocker.
Right.
But that blocker mate never came, so she gave up. But Team Switzerland doesn't have a pivot on the track or in the penalty box right now. It's interesting. And not great since Team Denmark takes away lead.
I mean, you don't have to field a pivot, but I'm not quite sure if... I don't think that was intentional from Team Switzerland. Big hit there on Evie Night Fury.
Yeah. Indy was thinking about taking off the panty, but there's no one there to hand it to, so taking it off now to confuse Denmark, but she's stuck with that jam. And Mother Mary coming in for her third scoring jam.
Taking her time and able to pass the Team Switzerland players without much fight.
Well, Indy finally made it out.
Team Switzerland have a pivot on the track for this jam, so... Purple Pain up against Cold Crush.
That was a good start.
There we go.
And now she's only got 3 ahead of her.
Strong brace there from Team Denmark. Number 4, Collider, really holding on and keeping control there.
Again, shouldn't have lost those points.
Yeah.
2-1. Oh, and it's Team Switzerland with a track advantage. Let's see what they can make of it. That was great timing by Scardone, but now she gets not just one arm out. Yes.
Yeah, that was...
And no lead because no path, no penalty. I hope Scardone is not taking off her helmet cover, and she does it. There you go. Now Reggie has to keep jamming and scoring until the end of time. This jam will go on for another 90 seconds, and no one being able to end it.
We're down to the last 6 minutes of the second period of this game as well, so You can see where maybe the tiredness starts to creep in with the players, maybe a little loss in concentration here and there. More errors being made than I'm sure both teams would like.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do against Netherlands. This game has taken a lot from Team Denmark. And it took her a minute to complete that scoring pass. Meanwhile, Team Switzerland is struggling with a jammer in the block and a pivot jamming. Yeah, just block her. What can you do?
Yeah.
But this is most likely going to be a 15-0 jam for Team Denmark. Oh no, 14-4. True. So, final 5 minutes or 4 minutes of the game.
I would have loved to have seen Switzerland get up to 100. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but
Still got time.
Still got time.
It's happen in Derby.
That they do. That they sure do. Official timeout.
I love that old school skirt.
I know, right? You hardly see players wearing skirts anymore. It's like, as we were discussing before the game, where people would wear belts back in the days when Derby players wore belts. Who remembers that? Anybody in the stream? Or am I just again showing my age?
Oh, it's a power jam.
Oh dear.
So that was the point of the whole discussion between the referees.
Ah, there we go.
308, which is not great. So now they've got their pivots as a jammer in the penalty box. And Mother Mary fighting for her lead jam.
It was beginning to look like a little bit of use of forearm there from Mother Mary, but
penalty for the actual pivot of Team Switzerland. This will be a tough one.
This is all about damage control now.
And that's another penalty. Oh no, she cut her own player. I think it was a track cut from. Yes.
Track cuts.
Yes. The Swiss jammer entered the track before an own and a Danish blocker, so that's why they were awarded with a track cut. That happens when you get overexcited. You miss those few
Absolutely
behind you.
Yeah, you just want to get back on there.
But now that we're reversing the power jam, the Danish jammer goes to the penalty box.
So the Swiss jammer can now be released because there's not much point in both jammers being in the box at the same time.
So they're in their initial jam. They're not scoring yet. And this is not a regular jammer from Team Switzerland. This is their pivot jamming.
Yeah, Gigi Hardy, number 308.
Now the Danish jammer released. That was a very short 10 seconds. Okay.
Gigi managing to sneak through there.
With 15 seconds, she can still do 4 points.
There's some points there to be had.
There's not much point anymore for Mary to keep jamming. She's got her points. And that's it. What an eventful jam.
Again, the team's racing up to the jam start line there.
And it's Cold Crush against Missy Lestrange. It's good to see Team Switzerland has woken up during this game. They've become more active at the jam start. But already a cold jam for Cold Crush.
Yeah, making light work of the Swiss defence there.
And
a star pass on, yep, Team Switzerland.
And finally, we're calling in time.
There we go, coach is happy. I would say from a coaching perspective, not coach. There we are. Not to get anything confused here.
No. So this is the last minute, so potentially the last jam of this game.
We have Indetermination up against Nova. Oh. Good. First penalty on Team Switzerland's side. Gigi Hardy in for an elbow.
Managed to get a back block in as a defense blocker. I think they want to run the clock now so they don't have to do another jam and get ready for Team Netherlands.
Laure Dutard managing to get Nova out of bounds then. They've had to recycle her back a fair old way, so just trying to minimize the damage.
On the period clock.
Yep.
Let's see if they run it to the end.
Another minute left there on the jam clock.
This is officially the last jam. And coach is signaling to their jammer to keep it running.
Yeah.
Maybe just mentally to end that game on a high note.
And that's it. Nova has called that last jam. So at the end of this game, Team Switzerland against Team Denmark, the unofficial score as it stands at the moment, 82 to Team Switzerland and 197 to Team Denmark.
And the good prepared Swiss people they are, they're lining up in case there's another jam.
Absolutely, absolutely. You always make sure you're ready for one last jam, just in case. Even I remember that from my playing days.
All right, and I think that wraps it up for, we're still in the unofficial score.
Yep. 12-0 jam there for Team Denmark. Excellent going.
We've agreed that there's not going to be another jam.
Yep. So how was that for your first ever team announcing, game announcing? It's not that bad, hey?
It's like sitting on the couch at home.
Right?
And debating Derby. So that was nice. So what do you make of this game?
Well, as I said at the beginning, Scandinavian teams are tough. They're tenacious and they have a lot of fight in them. So I think Team Switzerland held their own nicely. They had some moments where they were really up and in Denmark's faces and really taking it to them and speeding up the game and taking control of the game. They just seem to drop off every once in a while, and Team Denmark were able to capitalize on those mistakes.
Yeah, Denmark is very smart at the jam start and then relying on their jammers to push through, which works out for them.
Yeah.
Team Switzerland gets passive a lot, which costs them a lot of points.
Yeah.
So Denmark apparently very happy with the results. Switzerland seems a bit shaken and disappointed. They both still have the chance to take it out on Team Netherlands.
Right.
So good luck, Team Netherlands.
Yeah, Team Netherlands up against Team Denmark in the next game. Just check the timesheet. I'm not even sure when that's starting. Pretty soon, I guess. So, final score has been called.
Oh, that's tough. Team Denmark 197, Team Switzerland 82. And I think we'll be back at 2:30 for Team Denmark versus Team Netherlands.
No, the first whistle for Team Denmark versus Team Netherlands is at 1 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah.
So good luck recovering Team Denmark, and we'll meet you again at the live stream.
Yeah, we'll be here. See you later. Thanks for listening.